Nobody needs to hear me sing, but you will anyway because it's Tuesday night. Over and over. St. Ricketts. What fire cannot burn. www.saintricketts.com. It is the theme song to Tuesday nights. Doing it like you know it. Rocking out and having a great old time as we bring you episode number 204 of The Yo Show.
You. 204.
204. And climbing. And climbing with lots of stuff. We're going to talk about it later on tonight. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. Happy 4th of July yesterday to all our good friends out there. Hopefully everybody all has 10 fingers still. I am back for another Tuesday night episode. I know I drew a blank there a second. Another Tuesday night episode. With me, as always, is the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, and voted this year's Miss 4th of July by every county in Pennsylvania. Bucks County, Montgomery County, Berks County, Chester County, you name it.
Yeah.
The best face in podcasting, broadcasting, simulcasting, bodycasting, etc. Jewel Tatey. Jewel, good evening.
My, the intros just keep getting more and more. How are we doing tonight, Jeff?
We are doing something. It's been a rough last couple days.
Yes.
4th of July was terrific. I realize I'm getting very much out of shape. Played some pool volleyball at my brother's house and realized my knee just isn't up for the jumping and diving and all. The dogs are excited for Tuesday night.
You gotta look into that stuff. You have to, stretch, warm up.
I did. I only played like 12 games with several vodka teas in my system. What could have possibly went wrong? I feel it today, though.
Yeah, I definitely need vacation from my vacation. I even took off today, and I'm just still like, oh, no.
That's rock star stuff there. I definitely needed to take a day off today, and I didn't. I went to work and breathed like a little trooper, and
You
I
know
feel
what?
like
You
crap.
should always have off the day after the 4th. That's just a given. You need to go to recoup.
Like Easter Monday.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Easter Monday should be a holiday.
Day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas. Day after
after
Thanksgiving.
New Year's Day, because New Year's Day you're still feeling blah.
Yeah, every Wednesday you should have off after Yo showing on Tuesday nights.
Yes. Agree
We've
with
got a terrific program for you tonight. We have a double header guest because this the one fellow was supposed to be on Wednesday night. As you know, I had zero internet Wednesday night, an internet meltdown in my house, and no internet. So, last minute scramble. And they said, well, let's do it Tuesday. So why not double guess it? We've done it before. We'll do it again. We have two awesome guests, singer Natalie Blackbird and actor Shomari Love. Ladies and gentlemen, come up tonight.
You said Natalie.
Did I say Natalie? I did? Oh, Jesus Christ. Emily, well, I don't know why. Where did Natalie come from? Emily Black, Jesus. I'm trying to get worse at this every week.
Natalie and Brulia?
Sarah. I loved her. I thought she was so cute, but she had one song. Her and Lisa Loeb can go on tour and each play one song and call it a night.
That'll work. That'll work.
Lisa,
They need
Lisa
to be like
Loeb is-
openers, just one song. Would you like one song from the opener?
Yes.
One hit wonder and then move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, men without hats. Good night.
What did they sing?
Safety Dance. Remember Safety Dance?
Oh. I was thinking of Men at Work. I come from a la 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 la.
They unfortunately had a lot of songs, and very
Oh.
few were any good.
No, only that one was good.
Right. Like I said, they had many. Not many were very good. So, tonight, a doubleheader. Shamari Love's got a brand new movie coming out in a couple days called Take the Night.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. Very exciting. Emily has... Jesus, I'm going to be doing this all night. I feel like Ron Russell all over again. Emily's got a brand new song out. We're going to try and sneak it in here. It's called Ordinary Dream Girl. And I don't know if we have rights to play it. So if we get muted, jump on over to YouTube. You know how it works.
Just hop on over. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, while you're there, like and subscribe. We're like a disaster. So I set up this top 5 list. I don't know if you did yours because mine was easy. Mine's a one-word answer. So it's... Top 5 thing needs a retooling badly.
Oh
You know, it's
my.
bad when every week Jules just like, nah. No, like before you speak, oh my God, no. And it's like, nah.
Hey, I think it's more fun just coming up with them on the spot.
Oh, I like that. All right,
But
so
then I'm not prepared and I fumble, so it's all
it
good.
was it was supposed to be top 5 things we love about America since yesterday was the 4th of July.
Okay. I have
And I
about
tried,
four.
right, I tried to think of 5. I'm like, you know what? I've got 5. I've got 10. I've got 20. And they're all tied into one.
Are they all sports teams?
No.
Okay.
Top 5 thing I like about America is everything. God damn it. We're the freest country in the goddamn world. Enjoy it, you fuck faces.
Oh, yes.
That's right, I just F-bombed. And I'm not talking about like overly boisterous things. I'm not talking about people that, you know, that make a stance for their own things. We had a lot of discussions yesterday about certain things at family events. And
Oh,
yeah, and we talked about,
get interesting.
right, and we talked about women's rights. Hey, I don't care if you protest. Protesting is great. It's what makes this country great. But don't be violent with the protests. Have a good protest. Stand up for what you believe in. Don't be violent. And sure as hell, I promised myself I wouldn't talk about this, but you know what? It's not gun control. It's asshole control. Who are these assholes that start going in crowds, just friggin' shooting people? It's moronic. I didn't even want to talk about it. I swore myself I wouldn't. But it's enough, dude. It's ridiculous.
It's all over. And, we're Philly, born and raised here. You know what I mean? That's our city, and we've just got more of it, I feel, than a lot of other cities do. So
I
it's just
feel you.
insane. Our mayor, he's like, I don't want to be mayor anymore.
He,
I'm done.
he said, I'll be
I can't
happy when I
believe.
get out of this city.
Ah,
What?
yeah, you can't say that to Philly. Can't do that.
But him and the who's the DA, man? Hit me with this. They created their own
Um,
monster. They wanted to make all the penalties lenient and not be harsh on criminals, and then, I hate it here. This is your town, dickbag. This is what you created. Oy,
have fun with
oy.
that.
I know, right? Good luck there, Kenny. All right, we're a Philadelphia-based show, and PA and all that in the surrounding counties, but I'm not about to come on here and kiss any mayor's ass because he sucks, especially when he says he doesn't want to be here. I'll tell you what, I will drive you out of town. I've got no
I'm
problem with that.
just not for, abandoning our city. And anyone who says that can just, go
It
do that.
is,
Please.
right, it is an
By all means.
awesome city. It's an awesome city, is it not?
I love it. I love it. And that was one of my numbers on here on my
Oh, yeah,
list.
so I kind of talk right over. Go ahead, let's see what you got for
Oh, you didn't
5 or.
even finish.
I did, everything. I said everything. That's
Everything. Okay. hmm I
I
do,
cheaped out.
I was thinking about it just, as America as a land. And I play a lot of video games and I watch a lot of, fantasy shows and everything like that.
Fun.
And it always seems like the worlds are based on America because you have like the desert. Hi.
It's one of the things I love about America. Cassie Perini, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Oh, but you have the desert in the west. You have, the tropics in the south. You have the east coast and the, foliage, and then you have the Midwest. And it just seems like a lot of lands are based on our country here. And I've been to the east, west, southern coast. I've never been north. I've been to Midwest, Nashville, as our fair guest is hailing from today. And
Yes.
I'm just, I've never been north, so I want to travel. But you can find everything here. Is my point. Like you can go to any state and find
Yeah.
different climates, people, music,
Different climates,
best music,
cultures. Right. Cultures, music,
entertainment,
styles.
movies.
Yeah. I
hmm
like it. And I mean, it's a goddamn good country. And I got to tell you, like, I don't play Green Day music in my car anymore because Billy Joe Armstrong's like, I don't like America. Well, leave, dude. We're not going to miss you. Out of the billions of people who live there, I don't think we're going to miss you.
We should ask Emily because apparently he lived. His hometown is close to her hometown in Northern California. I didn't even know he was from Northern
I know, right?
Like last week. Yeah. You want to bring us in?
I want to, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Tell the fans after this great holiday.
She got a haircut.
I can tell. It looks great. She's got a lot of hair still, despite the haircut.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and then turn on notifications and make sure you hit that like button in the face. But don't break your device. Don't. It's a warning. And do that on my channel. It's called Josephine's World. And we have so much.
You show merch. I like the bracelets. You're going to poke me in the eye.
Oh, Jesus. She's bad tonight.
Bad.
I just hope, no offense, I love Joey. I hope Josephine's World doesn't get more views than the Year Show.
Just might.
And if you don't, I will steal all your snacks.
All the snacks. Did you eat your snacks?
All the snacks.
Okay.
I love me some snacks. I'm going to give us a like. Which, yeah, I wanted to, like, it came up last night in doing some Emily Blackbird research that she does a lot of shows in Nashville. I want to ask her if she's there, like, in September. Maybe we'll pop on in somewhere and see her perform. That'd be super cool.
That'd be amazing. I mean, Nashville is just where it's at. I really, because I do love country music, and, you know, but it really is every kind of music. You walk down the street and you get hit in the face with just every kind of music. It's beautiful. I friggin' love that town. I want to go with you guys so bad. Still TBD, but I would love to.
I got you. We're excited for it.
We're going to have so much fun.
I'm excited for it. I really am. It's going to be the wife's birthday celebration. And some people are making their way out. I'm like thrilled at that. It's super cool. So, yeah, we'll be checking that out in a couple weeks. And we'll ask Emily what her schedule looks like and ask her if we can stay at her house one night, bring everybody. We'll do that.
Your show guests are there, so I'm sure you can catch someone.
Yeah, sure. I gotta look some of them up. Like Bex. Who else is like?
So many.
The sisters. Hit me. Wild. Oh my God.
Fire.
Wildfire. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Don't get old. You lose all your memory.
Lee,
oh, yeah, Cherish Lee.
Gail. A lot of people.
Gail's all Hollywood now. It's too good for us.
She's very Hollywood. Good for her.
So while we have some people on viewing, and if you watch the replay, you'll also get this. We got a major guest announcement. I've been talking about this all week because I get super stoked. Now, you know, on Yo 2.0, we were lucky enough twice to have an amazing Philly artist, bass player, musician who picked herself up and moved out west and landed what she called her dream job. And it's an awesome one. Well, we've had her on, and she said, we're going to work to get the whole band on, and they are. I've been speaking with their PR people, and we got it. August 23rd, ladies and gentlemen, one of the hot, new, exciting bands. It's Hollywood Gods and Monsters, and they're going to be right here. They're going to be coming on, Jewel, from the tour bus on the 23rd.
Wow.
And they're going to be doing the show from their tour bus, and it's Diggity Dave Aragon, of course, from Pimp My Ride. It's Travis Haley, formerly of Steel Panther. You see our girl Rachel Bello in there, of course, former Philly girl. Dave Aragon's wife, Chris Aragon's in the band as well. They are super cool. They do mashups, drill to get two popular songs, mash them up, make them their own, and do it on stage. And it's taking the West Coast by storm. It kicks ass all through Colorado, California. They do great shows. It's super cool because they're like a party band, only with some of the most professional and well-known artists like around. Super cool. And they're going to be right here on our program.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. From the tour bus? I didn't know that.
Yeah, from the tour bus. Their PR woman, Rosie, who watches the show a lot, and she's awesome and super cool and badass and sexy in the whole 9 yards. And she's just like, one day she's like, hey, how about we get the band on your show? And I'm like, what? Like, who, what? But like I said, we had talked about it with Rachel. Rachel said, yeah, I definitely talked to them. So they might have gotten together and said, hey, let's make it happen. Let's try the Yo show. I mean, if it's good enough for Nikki Stringfield and it's good enough for Shomari Love and Emily Blackbird, etc., it's good enough for Hollywood Gods and Monsters. So that's going to be coming up in a few weeks. They got a couple shows the night before. So we kind of hammered out the dates. We went up, we went down, we came sideways, and whatever it took. But that's coming on. Jewel, give me a little something. Like, how you feeling? I'm pretty excited.
No, this summer is just jam-packed with guests, and you really have done the bulk of the legwork. So it's just been, I mean, week after week has been nothing but amazing people. And closing out the summer with that is just really freaking cool. Could you imagine going to that party?
Oh my God, dude!
Just having them at your party. Like
I would love to get to a concert of theirs. As you know, in a couple weeks in August, I'm going up to Mechanicsburg to see Sepsis, former band on the program here, and it's at a big brewery up there in Mechanicsburg, and they said it's going to be like the biggest party we ever had because we got people coming from all over. I'm excited. I'm also a little scared, but I'm ready for it. And we got this one today, and I'm just excited to announce it because I think it's really cool. I've been talking to this person for a few weeks, and she's fairly newer to the area. She is a DJ on 93.3 WMMR and is also big in the metal scene. She's going to be coming on our program. Her name is Sydney Taylor. So we got her coming on in late August. We're doing a little MMR stuff. We're going to talk Philly radio, Philly rock, and all this good stuff. Found on Instagram. I know I didn't tell you this. I wanted to be a surprise. We just nailed it down today. She messaged me last night. She's like, yeah, let's pick a date. Sydney Taylor.
Wow.
Super cool. Not only that, so she also does, let me get her Instagram up here real quick. I found her on Instagram, and I'm like, MMR, very cool. So
she's like a rock me.
She is like a rock you.
Like on 93.3.
Right, yeah, she's on 93.3 WMMR. And she's also, she calls herself the on-air metal maven, so she's definitely a metalhead, which I think is super cool. You can find her Instagram as Sydney Ann Taylor if you want to check her out a little bit, Jewel, because I know you love doing that. And yeah, she's going to be on the program. So we're going to talk about the local Philly music DJ scene. Very excited for that because I don't know how their contracts go and if they're allowed. And I remember we tried to get Misha Johnson while she was still on TV, and she's like, nah, the TV station won't let me do it. And Sydney's like, yeah, I would love to be on. Like, let's set a date. And I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to kind of throw it at you tonight by surprise.
That's really freaking cool. And we've never had someone on who's on Philly radio that's freaking, like, as a DJ. Because I interned at a Philly radio station in college, and it was just a great experience. So I would love her take. Everyone I met in that world has been super nice, especially from this area. So
I agree.
Really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be great. I'm like, let me just kind of surprise Jewel with it, like, because it came down today, and I had to try and cram it real quick onto the show and get a picture of her up and kind of announce it. So the actual date we set, I got to go to my calendar because I'm starting to forget everybody I book. Got so many books. This calendar's just a mess. It is. You
gotta send them to me. I write them down in my planner.
Of course, I forgot to put it in here, didn't I? Yes, I did. It's okay. I can find it real quick here. It's going to be, August 30th.
Well, that's officially the ending of the summer. So we have 2 massive shows. That's really cool.
Yeah, 2 great shows with some hard rock and mix and metal and the whole 9 yards. Super cool coming up for the end of the summer. And we got there's a lot to talk about. I'm like tongue-tied. I want to try and get this song in. And again, if you're watching on Facebook and we start playing the song and it goes quiet, hop on over to YouTube or Twitch. We would love to see us because I don't know if we have any rights to this or not. I don't know if a record company owns it, but I want to play a song, damn it.
Go to YouTube anyway.
You go to YouTube anyway. Give us some views on YouTube. Give us lots of views. Tell your friends to view it. This way we get famous enough that we don't have to work regular jobs. So, Ordinary Dream Girl is the song. And it's super cool because she is no ordinary dream girl. She's freaking beautiful. She really is. It's tonight's guest, Emily Blackbird. Thank you, Jeff. So we're going to play the song right now before she comes on. And enjoy it with us. Emily Blackbird, tonight's guest. Ordinary Dream Girl is the song. We're going to play it right here on the Yo Show. Don't forget, if by some reason Facebook goes quiet, we'll see you on YouTube and Twitch. I suck at this, I swear to God. What is wrong with me? Let's play the song.
reason they can hear me now. I'm gonna jump on the back of this train. Came a long way from just dreaming, 'cause we keep believing that somewhere way down the line they could hear what we're saying. I didn't see it coming. The diamonds in the world, they're gonna shine, shine. Don't mind me, I'm just an ordinary dream girl. Wanna rule the world with a bullet in my hand. Through that sweet talking man, you may just wanna stand back. This trigger's gonna snap. Keep it moving while you can. I'll keep it moving while you can. Evolution's revolution, push beyond the ground. Nothing left but a sound. When times get rough, we come out tough beyond the hollow crowd. I never took the easy way out. Came a long way from just dreaming, 'cause we keep believing that somewhere way down the line they could hear what we're saying. I didn't see it coming. The diamonds in the world, they're gonna shine, shine. Don't mind me, I'm just an ordinary dream girl. Wanna rule the world with a bullet in my hand. Through that sweet talking man, you may just wanna stand back. This trigger's gonna snap. Keep it moving while you can. Well, keep it moving while you can. Oh, we got a long way to go. Only the seasons, they will know. Oh, we got a long way to go. Only the seasons, they will know. Don't mind me, I'm just an ordinary dream girl. Sweet talking man, you may just wanna stand back. This trigger's gonna snap. Keep it moving while you can. I'm just an ordinary dream girl. Sweet talking man, you may just wanna stand back. This trigger's gonna snap. Keep it moving while you can. I'm just an ordinary dream girl. Wanna rule the world with a bullet in my hand.
Absolutely terrific. Love it. Tonight's guest, Emily Blackbird, will be with us shortly. Ordinary Dream Girl, Jewel, I dig it.
Oh my god, I love her voice so much. It's very powerful, but then she goes in the falsetto. It's so soft and beautiful, and her music rocks. And just seeing her in other interviews, I can tell she's a very cool person and very just genuine. So I'm very excited for her to be on tonight.
Same here. Very excited, and like I said, we try to plan like months ahead, so we make sure you fill it up. And as you see, we do pretty good, and we get quite a group. But sometimes you put the feelers out, and you don't hear anything. You're like, all right, well, I guess that's not going to work. And then a few weeks down the line, you hear from people, and you heard from Emily's PR person. She was terrific too. Did a lot of follow up. Made sure we got ready for tonight. And it's just great. And we've been meeting so many good ones. And like, I just don't want to give it up. Like, I wish I could do it 7 days a week and bring in the people and just have explosion every night, because the talent just gets better and better.
Yeah, I think you would have it on like 24 hours a day. You would just have the show on full
Yeah.
That'll be the new thing. Like, live your life in front of a camera. And your whole
Wow.
life, it's meeting a different musical artist or
Way to-
actor or author every day.
Way to tempt me. Way to tempt me, because that sounds right in my alley. Put it like on Roku or something like that.
Right?
Yes, I'm very excited. Oh, we forgot something we always do, Joel. Forgot again. Getting old.
Yes.
A massive thank you to last week's guest, Jasmine Jordan, who was incredible, and the views keep filling in for now. A lot of people have been watching us after the fact, which is cool. Watching live is fun because you get to chime in and comment and be part of the show. But the replay is good too. We appreciate the reach outs and all that, and hers get a lot of feedback. And some of the great ones are, and you see it every day, the Mike Nappy episode, Christina Chris, and more of them, they just like blow up a number of Barbara Blackthorns. It's terrific. I love it.
What a breath of fresh air she was. She was very cool and chill and just had such a positive message. And then I just love her posts every day. She has something inspiring to say. I'm like, no, I know you. I feel like we're girls now, and you inspire me. So she was a wonderful guest. Great music. Definitely my kind of R&B music. So go check her out. Check out last show. Well, that was last week.
Last week,
2
yeah.
weeks ago for some reason. I'm way out of touch. It's been a long weekend.
It has been. And I talk about Barbara Blackthorn. I always get sad every time I mention her because she was supposed to be in the studio when we had to shut it down.
Yeah.
She was up next. The last one was Emily Cipriano. Following week was supposed to be Barbara Blackthorn. And then it was supposed to be, oh, Jesus.
Max?
No, it was from Vedic, the lead singer of Vedic, who always watches the show, too. I feel like an idiot because I forgot his name.
Max Scanish.
Max Scanish was going to come. He never locked in anything. It was from Vedic. And I got to look up his name now. I'm going to drive myself crazy. If I don't get his name, I'm going to drive myself
We are
nuts.
on it tonight.
I really am. I'm destroying it tonight.
It's fine.
Jesus. Hey,
We're here. We're having fun. Feel free to.
Well, we're having fun.
Part of the fun.
It'd be awesome if Emily joined in the fun. She's due in any second now. Yeah, I had to lock them upstairs. I couldn't do it anymore. I feel like an idiot, and this guy knows I forgot his name. He's probably going to be like really unhappy.
So I have like a very well-tempered cat. You've seen her. On here, and she's very nice and sweet. So, prices are a little out there. So I decided to like change her cat food, maybe, cut some dollars. Because I buy her this like really special food. Because she has issues. So she needs it.
Matt DeFabio. Thank you.
DeFabio. Oh, there you go.
Jesus.
So anyway, I
I'm gonna.
Food. It was a bad idea, and I got bit.
Yeah. Well, at least that's all that happens to you. When I change my dog's food, it becomes a disaster. If you know what I mean.
It's really a mess. I had no idea. I'm sorry. Okay, just had.
That's okay. Let's fix ourselves and get to some good conversation. Our very special guest tonight is a beautiful singer, songwriter, and we just played the song tonight, Ordinary Dream Girl. She is sensational. We can't wait to talk to her. Let's welcome our very special guest, everybody, the amazing Emily Blackbird. Awesome. Hello there. Good evening.
How's it going?
It's going great. Very excited for this. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you. As I said a while back, we try to get guests months ahead of time. We plan. And sometimes you send out an email and it kind of falls quiet and things don't happen. You're like, oh, well, I guess we missed out. And then you came back, then your PR people came back, and we got it organized and set up for the night. So we're thrilled. We're absolutely super excited to have you on. So thank you.
Happy to be here. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
How was your holiday?
Pardon?
How was your holiday?
My 4th of July was wonderful. How was yours?
Good. Fast. Very fast.
Yeah.
So we played the brand new song, congratulations on it as well, Ordinary Dream Girl, it's a great song. It's got a little bit of everything, a little bit of pop, a little bit of country, a nice little rock to it, and I really enjoy it. We love it here. Tell us a little something about the creation of the song. Is it about you? Because you're not an ordinary dream girl, you're a goddamn superstar. Feel it, own it. Just a little background behind the song.
So it's actually kind of a coy, clap back at people throughout my life who, growing up in, having such big dreams, like I've always kind of been insulted by people. Like I used to get made fun of a lot. I was bullied a lot in high school.
Wow.
And I always like was like, I'm gonna be a singer someday, and everybody's like, you're crazy, you know. And it's sort of a clap back to, and a clap back and thank you to everybody who says you can't do something, you know.
I like that.
And, it's kind of like, don't mind me. So, are you familiar with Maya Angelou, the poet?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, still I rise, because I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You can, cut me with your words, and with your lies, but still, like, I rise. So that poem is such a beautiful way of kind of thanking your haters. And so this is in the same tone. As the part of the poem that says something about, does my sassiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise? Because I laugh like I've got, that kind of thing. So it's like, don't mind me. I'm just an ordinary dream girl, want to rule the world, And the bullet in my hand reference isn't referencing that I'm holding a gun. It's actually like, I feel like is an empowered female, which I try to be, and I love empowered women. It's like it's actually like somebody, firing, or, and you're actually catching it, and you're like, nope, 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 nope. Sort of, that's like a huge metaphor. Like that probably was like way too many words, but that's what it is. It is what you make it. But to me, it's like, it's don't mind me. I'm just gonna keep on dreaming.
I love it.
That's a great message and a beautiful song, and your voice is so powerful, and your presence and everything. So it's hard to imagine someone like you getting bullied, because I mean, did you have that presence in your younger years? Like, when did your love for music start?
I always loved music. I remember being in the bathtub when I was 3 years old, when I couldn't form full, complete, sentences, and humming melodies and things like that. Stringing together like a melody that I would repeat, and then things around it. So like a chorus, and then I guess verses. So it's music has been in my family. Both of my parents played music. My grandparents played music. One grandfather was a composer, whereas the other one was a classical guitar player.
Wow, that's very cool. And what kind of music did they listen to? What was in your house growing up, and your influences along?
Yeah, I want to say, like, my dad listened to a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary and the Dixie Chicks.
Okay.
And I think there's some Beatles that was played. I think a lot of classical, a lot of folk music, like lots of folk music, which I didn't really care for. Now I kind of listen to everything, but yeah.
My dad also listened to a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary. We love John Denver. John Denver was like my first concert, so I love folk music. I really do.
It's good, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, we had another question. I want to get to the meat of it, because in a couple weeks we're headed out to Nashville. Myself, my wife, some friends for her birthday,
Awesome.
And she insisted. So it's like Labor Day weekend. Wanted to ask you if you're planning on being out there performing anywhere. She'd love to see you. And what is the Nashville scene like? Is it competitive, or is it very community, very embracing? Because there seems like so much to do music-wise. How is it out there?
Yeah. Well, first off, congratulations on your trip. I hope you have a great time. Right now, I don't have anything on the calendar, but if I do, I'll let you know. And
Awesome.
The culture, competitive, I would say super supportive. I mean, I think like any athlete, I think of being a musician like being an athlete. Like, you are your biggest competition, because, nobody's going to do it for you. So you have to do it yourself. I think it's just about getting out there and being yourself and playing your music, and letting things, like, no story is the same, no success story is the same. That's what I keep telling myself, because I will never, haven't reached the pinnacle of success or anything, but I think it's all about just continuing. And as I remind myself when I want to quit, well, wouldn't it be interesting if I just continued, and like, let's see what will happen, let's see what happens next. I'm too curious.
I agree. think that's what brings us here every Tuesday night. Let's see what comes on next. What happens next? We always get great guests. Do you ever get on stage in Nashville and you're like this is some serious stuff. Like this is like the pinnacle of like the music scene. Do you get jitters going on stage, or just kind of like second nature now?
I don't get jitters. I get really excited, and so that can feel like nerves. But really, what it is I kind of get bombarded with like lots of energy before I go play. Crowds are, I played in front of big crowds and very small crowds. I think the small crowds are the most challenging because there's less people that you have to distribute your energy to. So you have to really strategically maneuver. I mean, any performer listening or watching probably understands that when you're performing for a crowd, you are sharing your energy with everyone and they're sharing the energy with you. So if it's just 2 or 3 people in the room, like at a songwriting round at a small little club, that's like the most pressure because you're like, man, I really have to blow these people away, like, so.
Yeah, I went to Nashville in 2019, and it was awesome. It was my first time, and I pretty much went everywhere on the main strip at Broadway, but I really wanted to see the Bluebird, and I know you've performed there. What is that experience like, and what are some of your favorite places to play in town?
Yeah, I have a fun story for you. So my 3rd day in town, I got in to play at the Bluebird, and this is like kind of post-pandemic, my first show in 2 years, and I was sitting on stage, and there were all these people quiet, watching, and in California, they're just drunk, nobody's listening, so nobody's paying attention. I got up there, and I was like, picture everybody in their underwear. I looked out. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to imagine her in her underwear. No. Nor him. Oh, my goodness. And then I panicked, and I totally bombed. Like,
oh, my God.
I was singing, and my, a producer that I really look up to was in the crowd, and I saw him, and I was like, and I never freeze, but I totally bombed. But I heard that it's totally normal to bomb at the Bluebird, especially if you're new, because everybody's listening and they're sitting there and they're all like, and it's just eyes, and it's kind of creepy, if you're not used to that.
Yeah, I was late going to that venue, and someone had already started, and they're like, well, there's like 1 seat, and you have to be like quiet when you walk in, because it is a big deal. They're there because they bring the most talented people in there. So yeah, it was a shame, but man, that's a big deal just to play there. And I don't know, I just love that town. I think it's so cool, and how everyone just has their chance to shine, and it's really just music hits you in the face. I was telling Jeff.
Yes, it does.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get out there. So I see some articles, some interviews, etc. A lot of people call you edgy. What do you think makes you edgy? And
interesting. I think that
I hear it a lot.
I think that people like to say that because they don't want people to be insulted by the fact that I come from punk rock. And so the fact that I played in punk bands, I guess, makes me edgy, which I'm going to be honest. I think that I'm not super edgy, but I think coming from where I come from makes me a little, probably does make me a little edgy given my history playing in punk rock bands. I guess you would consider that edgy, So
that's pretty cool. That.
I think that here's the thing. I think country music and any genre right now, there's all these subgenres to genres. Mm-hmm. So everybody's going to be a hodgepodge, but you have to kind of like categorize it a little bit to give people direction. And like, I'm not your cookie cutter little sweet miss or whatever, which I don't really think that's country music now anyway. So can we just stop with that? Like, musicians can be badasses. Like, women can be badasses. Like, it doesn't have to make them like edgy. But I will say, I kind of love that people say that because I think it's cool.
It is very cool. But then there are those women, though, that have the soft little voices. And it sounds, it's beautiful. Yeah. But your voice is so powerful. So, that has to contribute somewhat to the edginess. And but that's cool. Do you still listen to Scott? I listen to everything all the time. So I just want to know who you're listening to country or other artists.
My wife is listening to everybody in Nashville.
Oh,
Just let us know that. Just let us
happy
know. Yeah, so her birthday is Labor Day weekend. We hope you get something. We'd love to check you out.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm so sorry. Your question was, what am I listening to?
Yeah, just
Yes.
like
Oh my
normal
goodness.
day. Like, who's on your playlist?
I'll pull up my playlist right now. So I listen to everything. I've been listening to lately a lot of Beyonce. I'm reading for my playlist Marina and the Diamonds,
Yes.
famously Miranda Lambert, Kendrick Lamar, Simple Plan, and Tycho. And I want to talk about Tycho. He's not a country artist, but Tycho's from my hometown, San Francisco Bay Area. And he does this beautiful music that is it's almost synthy, but it's like instrumental, chill music, which right now we could all use some chill. It's a lot's going on out there for everybody. And
No doubt about it.
Tycho is very like meditative music and very cleansing. As somebody who's very singer, songwriter, lyrical, bass, listening to Tycho is very much a cleansing of my whole just self. And so I was listening to Tycho in the car on the way back home from dinner just now, and I can't speak enough of Tycho. So
I love that.
I'll have to check him out. So is it like the train Tyco, Tycho?
Tycho.
Okay, a CHO. Okay, make sure. Because I always love getting advice from the artists here about the artists they love. And my wife's a big Simple Plan fan. I'm a Simple Plan fan, so that's a great choice as well. And when it gets to and I think of, and you might think this is out of left field, but we think of a girl that went from punk rock to mainstream and big time rock was Belinda Carlisle with the Go-Go's, because she was a big punk head and then became a superstar. And you got a little Belinda Carlisle in you with the edge. A little bit of the edge, a little Belinda Carlisle, because like I said, not too cutesy, a little bit of kick-ass, but I like it. I think punk is, in my opinion, it sounds strange, but I think punk is a great starting place because it's aggressive, it's hard, it's all about message and just pounding your message home. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I was actually raised in a community that, had artists like Green Day, Operation Ivy. I'm still friends with Jesse, the singer of Op Ivy. Speaking of Pierre, I have to do name dropping because it's relevant. Pierre of Simple Plan, the singer, is my co-writer for a song that I hope to release with him.
Wow.
So he's a friend of mine, which came by way of this project. So
How does that feel when you get somebody you've seen, admired, love, says, "Hey, let's do music together"? What kind of feeling is that for you?
you're just like, okay, we're gonna check this off the bucket list. You're just like, there was something like this on my bucket list at some point. I'm sure we're gonna check it off, and the days that I'm like, I don't know where this is going. It's like stuff like that happens. You're like, if I just keep doing it, I'll probably just have some cool experiences at the very least.
Yeah, and looking at your library, we have it down below, like Apple and Spotify, and just listen to some of your music. You're doing great, so don't stop. Keep going. I love what I hear. I think it's excellent.
Yeah, I don't know what else I could do with myself at this point. By the way, as we speak, I have a puppy I just adopted, and she is uncrated right now because she was yelping. So I'm keeping a keen eye to make sure she's not potting on the couch. So if I bounce over here and come back with a puppy, hope you're
and let it be on you.
Do you want me to introduce you?
Yes.
Sure, we love
We love
puppies.
the puppies.
Right, she's in trouble. Hi, baby.
I'm actually going to do that one episode. We're going to do a dog night one
I
episode.
know.
Oh,
Say hi.
Oh, she's a pup.
you're on the air, puppy.
Is it a girl? What's her name?
My
How old?
girl. Miss Stella. She's got a little heart on her chest, and I've got a heart
Aw.
tattoo that I got just before I found her, so I thought it was fate.
Wow, it's a little bit of destiny. Super cute. We love it. I love animals. We're animal lovers here, big time.
Good.
Artist lovers, animal lovers. We're all about it. So what we talked about, is there dreams of touring in cities? Any cities on your list? I want to get out there and play. And What do you think? Like, what's next? Like, where can we find you outside of the Nashville area or the California
Well,
area?
like I would hope that you could find me playing in Spain, in Italy, and in London.
Yeah, there you go.
I would love to do some world traveling. I've heard, so I'm half Scottish, and I've heard that Scotland is beautiful. I would love to go to see one of my friends and play in New Zealand.
Wow. Yeah.
I would love to play in New York City. I would love to play in Canada, Australia, and like I just kind of want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, if you find me tickets, I'll go.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
not
come
bad.
to Philly. Just make Philly one of your pit stops.
Yeah, definitely come to Philadelphia or the
I'll
outskirts of
see you
Philadelphia.
before I go to Paris. Yes.
All right, there you go. That works out good for me. Look how cute she is. That's awesome.
She looks like she's gonna get big. Like how
I know.
I know she's gonna be a big woman.
Oh, she's so cute.
Or maybe I'm just really, really small.
Yeah, or that.
That could be.
I'm a small human. It's just a big screen, you know.
That's so funny.
I feel we can actually blow it up closer. Joel hates when we get really in close. So
No. That's
we'll keep it back.
Yeah, I know. Me too. We go back here.
But I was gonna say you work with some massive names. Dolly Parton's music director. You worked with as a producer.
well, yeah.
How was that experience?
He is amazing. He's probably one of my biggest inspirations as far as production, music, and just all around good people go in Nashville. I watched the way that he directed the whole project and brought it from infancy to you know, this birth of the sounds, and in the studio how we got the players together. And you know, I can only aspire to be a quarter of what he is and what he has done. People just love him around here. You know, anytime I drop his name in a casual setting, you know, music related, oh yeah, I worked with Kent, you know, and just, you know, anytime that I get, which is far and few because he's so busy, but anytime I get with him is well cherished, and I just try to absorb whatever he's got. Share.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the thing we love about a lot of the artists that we have on the program, there is a terrific sense of modesty. They always do pay homage to the people that they meet along the way. A lot of them give homage to their family, which is awesome. But let me ask you, and I ask this question a lot after watching like the Britney Spears documentaries and all, how much fame do you think you could actually handle? Like, do you think you could be like can't walk out your front door famous, or are you kind of like, you know, where you're kind of getting to now? Like, people recognize, people know the music, but there's time you can just get away and be you.
Well, I have to tell you that something happened the other day, and it was a little bit, but it was also flattering. I was at a concert, and somebody's phone wallpaper was my face.
Wow! Wow!
But I mean, I guess that's good. It was somebody that had been to my show that I didn't know, and I saw it just in passing. I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And then I saw their phone, and I was like, but then I would call my friend, and I'm like, "Should I be creeped out?" She's like, "No, this is good. People like your work, you know." So I think I could handle. I think honestly, I think I could handle. I could handle a lot more than I think, because life has thrown me some pretty interesting situations, and right now my social circle and my family circle is extremely tight, so I can handle any level, any of all the above, because I think I have an extremely wonderful support system, that being my mother and my therapist and my best friend.
And
No.
yeah. But next, people are going to come up to you like, "Look, you're tattooed on my arm."
Yeah, that's
your
you know.
face.
I'll go, "Well, that's permanent. I like it. I hope you like it too."
Man, that's really cool.
That's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I made somebody's phone wallpaper. Of course, it's my wife, so
Oh,
special.
God.
I'm still
That
flattered by
doesn't
that.
count. It has to be a stranger.
It counts to me, damn it. But that's got to be pretty cool. But like I said, there is a line between a little bit of creeped out and a little bit of, hey, that's freaking awesome. So, I mean, if you know where to tote the line, like it seems like you do, it's perfect.
Yeah, and I think that any time that you're putting yourself or your work out there, there's, you know, you're going to get those creepy things. You just have to know how to handle yourself. You have to know your boundaries. I think I'm very well prepared for anything. And, I don't really consider being super successful and how that would look because I'm always focused on the next task.
Excellent.
And definitely you're like, the sky is the limit, let's go. But like, you're also living in the moment, where are we now instead of getting carried away? Because I think that the problem is I've heard there's artists who are starting out who think that they're just the hottest thing and they kind of treat everybody as if they are. And nobody wants to work with people like that.
Sure.
Or it's tough to work with people like that. So I would like the best thing about music for me is when I have a good experience working with someone. So if I can give somebody a good experience working with me or playing with me, like, great.
Yeah, and
I
that's
like
what it's
that.
all about. But like you said, that your core group of people is so essential to. I feel insecure in yourself, and you know they always have your back. So that's wonderful. I'm happy for you. I wanted to touch on. I know we're getting tight on time, but I really love your covers. So your Bob Marley and your country Spice Girl acoustic version, and then most recently Oasis with Wonderwall.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great one. I love Oasis. The Wonderful one's excellent.
But I just want to know what's your favorite cover to do, whether live or just singing in your bathroom in a hairbrush.
Recently I took to what am I doing? I mean, I like the Bob Marley, but I also like I've been doing this song Seminole Wind, which is an older country song. You blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling you like a long lost friend, but I know who you are. Beautiful song.
Wow, even
Sorry,
sounds
I have
amazing.
chills.
Like,
I have chills.
yeah, but like no studio equipment needed. Just you on your computer belting it out, and it sounds like studio perfect. Incredible.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
your place sounds like it has great acoustics.
Guys, thank you for knowing.
Perfect.
Well, Jewel,
So,
I love your name, and I love Jewel. So
Oh, thank you. Yes, I always get asked if I'm a fan, but you see, I wanted to be a singer. Back in the day, I'm like, she stole my name, but I love Joel, and I obviously can't sing, so it all worked out.
I love that. Well, and tell me about the shark in your name.
so it's not as flattering a story as Jewel and anything popular like that. It's just when I was younger, I used to be able to drink a lot of shots at the bar. And some young lady said, that guy drinks like a fish. My buddy's like, no, he drinks like a shark. And the rest was history. They all sort of called me that, and here we are.
Yeah,
Yes, it's not as cute. It's not cute at all.
that's awesome.
Both failure stories.
I know.
Use your body pads. Let's all clap for Stella. She used your body
Yeah!
girl.
Aw.
Hey, I can't get my puppies to touch puppy pads unless they take them and rip them to pieces. They don't go on them.
Aw.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yes.
So we know that most artists we have won't say, I'm always writing. Is there more music already lined up and ready to go?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Is I know the dog got you. So a lot of the artists say, I'm constantly writing. We're always writing. So do you have songs lined up? You got new stuff ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, I have a whole album of stuff I'm waiting to get out. Just figuring out the timing and everything and the strategy, and then we're ready to go.
That's awesome. Do you like the new wave, though, where you can just release a single and get people to start following and slowly trickling out songs before you hit an album?
I do, yeah. And I guess what we do is record it enough songs for an album, but we'll probably go ahead and release them individually, one by one. And I do like that because you get to see kind of the organic growth. But you're also like, I'm gonna get the album out, let's go. But the way things are now, you got to be smart about it. So singles is definitely the best way.
Sure,
Yeah.
that makes sense. We enjoyed that way, too. A lot of our artists start out with singles, and you get a little piece of it, and then it makes you yearn for the next one. You get them fall in love with the story from the ground. Not that I don't love albums. I love albums. I collect vinyl again. I'm back into vinyl. But
Yeah.
like any taste of it is great. But I think little sprinkles of taste
Yeah.
is the way to go.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think people's attention span is just so they want it now, and they want they want it spaced out, but they want it now. I don't know.
You know what's so funny is when I posted the Oasis cover today, I think I made a mistake. I should have just posted the chorus because I'm like, nobody's gonna watch. Like, 10 seconds, and most kids aren't even gonna know the verse and the bridge. And I'm like, should I repost just the chorus? Because of the attention span is just like,
Yeah.
That's not true, though. I mean, when you stumble upon, well, at least from my experience, when I stumble upon a singer like you, I'm like, I'm watching the whole video. You know, because
thank you.
I mean, if someone's talented, you can't help but watch, and it just goes to show with your music. Your music is beautiful. You know, right here. I know you've been doing it for a long time, but I just see everything opening up for you, and all of your wishes coming true. So I wish you nothing but the best too.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And that's where we're kind of lucky, like Facebook knows and Instagram knows because we have the show. I guess they pick up the algorithms and they keep suggesting artists like, and, the little blue label comes up and you seem like, all right, let's give it a listen. That's what happened to yours as well. It suggested Emily Blackbird music. I said, let's give it a listen. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Let's put out the email. The worst somebody could say is no, that they don't want to come on. Hey, if you do, I get it. But I'm still going to listen. And we've been really lucky because we've had sensational talent, sensational guests just by the magic of social media. It's got its bad side, also has its great side, and you're watching it right here.
Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure, and we would love to invite you back. When more music comes out, we'd love to have you come back on. Once your yo show, your family for life, and we'd love
Yes.
that.
Yo, what's up?
Yo! The new hit single is Ordinary Dream Girl out now. Check it out on Apple Music, Spotify. Don't forget to go to YouTube and check out some great videos. www.emilyblackbird.com to get all the latest. Facebook at Emily Blackbird. Instagram at Emily Blackbird Music. And as I said, download on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your music from. The brand new hit single, Ordinary Dream Girl. Emily, thank you so much for coming on the program. I'm going to message you. I want to try and catch up. If you got something going on in Nashville, we would definitely bring a group to come see and have a great time.
Absolutely. We'll keep in touch. Send me an email, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much for the interview today. Bye.
Bye. Bye, puppy.
Bye.
Emily Blackbird, everybody. Have yourself a great evening. Jewel, just a lovely artist with a really, in my opinion, a bright future because I love her presence. She's very confident, very much into what she does, and you can tell, like I said, we get very lucky on the show. There's some people who are artists, you see them on other programs, and they're like, yeah, well, I guess I can do that. And then we get the people on there like, yep, yeah, I got another song coming. Yep, play here. Love playing here. Get the energy. I just let it rock out. And I think she's one of those.
It's just beautiful, raw talent. Oh, my God. She sung my...
I know.
Instant chills, and she just has it. So, man...
I agree, and that was kind of a
night.
Absolutely, and like what I love throwing out the surprises, like I did with our guest disc jockey, and we normally don't ask people to sing because it can be tough depending on your surrounding, the way your voice comes out, and she just brought it, and it was perfect, and it sounded like an arena, like you said, the acoustics are perfect in the house. It actually sounded like I was watching somebody in like a nice hall, and the voice was perfect.
It has to be nice being one of her pets, or like anyone can sing. Could you imagine having like a nice voice to listen to all the time?
No, I can't imagine because mine's
myself, Joey feels of mine.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, my mom sings like an angel that just got hit by a bus.
Actually, you know what? We sing all the time, and we do karaoke all the time. We did it this weekend. Her voice is getting like pretty strong. I gotta get her some voice lessons. She'd love it.
Yeah, why not? And it's funny because again, I mentioned I got to show this picture again because Hollywood Gods and Monsters coming on our program. I watched their videos and like half the band takes turns singing, and I'm like, everybody's jumping on there with a mic and singing. I'm like, man, if I was in that band, they'd be like, no, not you, dude, not you, to the back, please.
That's like, I was like Molly rhythm, man. Like, I don't know how you keep track of everyone and everything and fit everyone in, but they do it. They do it.
I tell you what, that is a band. I would like to reach out to them again and try to locate them and bring them back. I love their videos. I love watching, both the girls take like center stage and just killing it. And it's really good music, and it's so unique. Like I said, it's a nice mix of kind of like a No Doubt, if you will, or Mighty Ballstones with a little bit of like that ska kind of sound, and some like brass instruments, and it's super cool. And
Yeah.
I'm jealous of anybody that can sing. And I don't
Yeah.
like to use the word jealous, but if you can sing, I'm jealous.
Yeah, that truly is just the best instrument.
Yeah, sometimes we're in the car and I start singing. My wife looks at me. She's like, "You're ruining the song." And yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like you keep key though, and like I feel like you sing in pitch on tune. I mean, man, you're gonna be joining St. Ricketts soon, so
Oh, that would be outstanding. Well, I can't take anybody's place in St. Ricketts, but I'll definitely be a
I know they got a lot of guys too. So
fifth wheel.
no
Um,
room for you.
No room for you. And trust me, I sing the songs after the show. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. But yeah, again, www.emilyblackbird.com. Get the latest Facebook, Instagram. Check out the music. Get on YouTube. Check out her stuff because she is stupendous. I promise if I do this, I get into this with friends or people I'm acquaintances with every time one of these comes out, whether it's Ink Magazine, Maxim Magazine. And I was asked tonight to do this because the contest, it's narrowing down, and it's the Maxim Magazine cover girl. And a friend of mine, Amber, is in it. She's in the top 15. You got to make the top 10 to continue on pretty big. So if you get a chance, vote Maxim. Vote.maxim.com/2022-Amber-Grace. So vote for Amber. And this is the picture that she used, so you know. This is Amber Grace. Lovely. And she's been doing really good with it. She's made it pretty far, and she's like, dude, I'm in the top 15. Like, I got to get to 10 tonight. So I'm like, I'll throw it on the show. And hopefully people watch. And if they watch the replay, sorry, I did her face twice. If they watch the replay, go out and vote for Amber. Really nice girl. And, you know, meet people through friends of friends, and you get to be acquaintances. They watch the show, and you chat about it. And she's like, hey, any chance of just telling your friends about it? So, sure. Here it is, friends.
That's awesome. And
I know, very
much
soon.
like Jessica Rabbit, so hopefully she goes all the way.
So, yeah, that's our little thing we do here. We love local people. We love supporting them. And you see, and it's funny because when you look into that and you vote for somebody, then, of course, you know, people you may know pops up, and it's these women who are practically naked, and you're like, who is this? And vote for me is Maxim. I'm like, you know, poor Amber's got a nice little dress on and, like, you know, a nice little outfit, and then...
Classy, like
Right, and that's...
Jessica Rabbit.
Right, that's what she does look like Jessica Rabbit. I didn't even catch it. She's got definitely a Jessica Rabbit. I like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then
we haven't had like I know we did it for Nicole, but like
yes,
we got to bring back. And I know you said some more contests we could do.
yeah, I like that.
I like that too. And we have to get our local shots back in too. Bring it home.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, give
Times are
the
tough.
bring out the lookout local stuff, and let's get with the talent. Because I know I seen the Moist Collective got all those sponsors now and the big ads for 4th of July, and it says sponsored. And I'm like, man, motherfucker, is sponsored. But Jim is worth it, man, because he's a great worker. He works hard at it. And yeah, it was Nicole Taylor, and Nicole was fantastic. And that was one of the first things we did when we went in the studio. We were shouting out for Nicole at Ink Magazine, and she got far. And then she said, you know, money talks when it comes to the votes, and hopefully that doesn't work that way at Maxim. No offense, Amber. I think you're a great person, but I don't have enough money to win and buy you enough feathers to get you the championship.
There's always a catch, and then you got people who are on all the time. Like, dude, like you're a cheater. Stop it, voting for yourself.
Yeah, I have 30 different emails. Vote, 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 vote.
I was in one of those contests, and I actually won. It
Really?
was years ago. I mean, not Maxim or, you know, Inked Magazine, but like a vote-based contest. I kind of found a workaround, but I felt bad about it. But we didn't win, so I couldn't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of the rules based around. I was in a contest. It was top webcast broadcast in Langhorne, Levittown border of Bucks County, and I finished second.
Second, man.
I don't know who beat me. No, but Jewel and I are working. We always talk about getting out there. We're working on some projects. I don't want to talk about it now on air because in case it doesn't come true. And I read somebody who said, you know, if you not if you dream big. If you plan big, the disappointment level is that much bigger. But there are some things working, Jewel, and there's some great entertainment in Bucks County area, in the Langhorne and Levittown. There's great breweries, there's great entertainment. So there's things we keep working on, and we'd love to come to a place near you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I drove half of PA today. Like, I went the scenic route. Apparently there was an accident of some sort, but I went through, like, all of Berks County, all of, like, northern Bucks, came down through Percy and all that, through Langhorne, eventually Levittown, and then back to Amber. It was a long day. But there's even a Shamari Creek Brewing, like, all the way up. Like,
Yeah, there is another. They had one in, I believe it was Jenkintown.
this was not Jenkintown. This was way out. I don't even know what town I was. Up by, like, Percy way.
Oh, wow. How about that? Yeah, because they took over the one in Jenkintown that somebody had built this big, beautiful brewery in Jenkintown, and it only lasted like a week or two because they had like a, I don't want to be quoted, I think they had a contamination issue with the first batch of beer, and it didn't go over well, and the place just didn't have the right feel or fit, and it kind of crashed right away. It sat vacant for months, and then the Shamari Creek took it over. I don't even know if they're still there. Jenkintown, I love Jenkintown. I think it has been destroyed by the fact that rent never moves, people move out of it, business move out of it. It's a shame because to me it was always a great little town. Yeah. So I don't even know if it's still there in that area, but
yeah, I really like Jenkintown too. I'm a fan of those, and they always have cool little shops.
Yeah, they always did. I spent a little while living in Jenkintown, and I used to frequent Buckets. Right there on the corner. Buckets has the Monday night football wing special. They had, well, I don't know if you can do 10-cent wings anymore in this day and age, but they had 10-cent wings. And you would go and get like 20 wings, some beers, and watch Monday Night Football, and I would crawl right across the street to the place I was living at. And it was a great night.
Those are the good times. Yeah, we can walk, like, I enjoy my place now because I can, like, walk right into town and, we gotta hit up the Lucky Block. You gotta come with Ambler soon. We gotta hit up the Lab and Lucky Block.
I'm all about it. I'm all about checking places out. We're about anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes away from our second guest, Shomari Love. I said like 9:15, whatever makes him comfortable. And we're going to talk about his new project. I really wanted to get him on, and I know like... And it's funny because I'm like, oh, double guesting. And my buddy's like, dude, like, all of them, Carson and Leno and Letterman, they have like 3-4 guests on a night. What's the matter with having 2? I'm like, that's a good point.
I know. I guess with you want them to have their full time in. But what's nice about our show is we run longer than the normal pocket. Like, we're 2 hours. So you have more than enough time. I'm talking about all your projects.
I saw, speaking of which, you get into these podcast groups, like on Facebook, etc. And this person was on like, hi, I'd like to start a show. Any ideas on what I should talk about, how long I should go on? And some guy's like, this guy's like, 15 minutes tops, cut it. And
wow.
15, we haven't even started 15 minutes in, like 15 minutes.
I'm saying it's that instant gratification thing. Like, do you ever watch those guys? It's like, they do the really fast trivia or like all these facts in like a minute.
Yeah.
Like, people want their information like condensed. Well, that's not here. You're getting the whole shebang.
And you're getting all kinds, because we do a little bit of everything. Like we do the guests, we do the top 5s, we shoot the shit a little bit, we do topics.
Hangout time. This is our hangout. This is the highlight of our week. So, I mean, you could pop in, pop out, but we'll be here.
We should change the name to the Bar Show, because it's like us at the bar. This is us hanging out, having some cocktails, talking to some super guests, playing with toys, being stupid, and this is what it's all about. Sure. I actually heard something, and this wasn't the topic I brought up, but I had to mention it real quick when I got a few minutes. I got my Funko Pops, my toys, my little collectibles and all.
No.
Yeah, I got a few. So I'm listening to radio the other day, and there was this new trend, and it's a smoking hot trend called Kidulting. Kidulting. So it's like adulting, but Kidulting. And what this is, I'm listening to this thing, and I'm at work, and there's customers staring at me as I'm sitting in her car listening to this article. So basically, it's like saying how adults are now embracing toys and kid things and collecting them and playing with them. I'm like, playing with them? Like, and they said like there's some households even mentioned like the little struggle between father and son because they both want to play with the same toy. And I'm like, man, finally a trend I can get behind. I'm all about this.
Okay, I have some thoughts. So, I don't know about playing with them, but I play a lot of video games, and I just enjoy the fact that I can play with my 8-year-old, and we're like basically level because she loves it. Obviously, she's very good at it. But it's cool. I can enjoy, and all of my old games. Like this is nostalgia, like N64, Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? So, as for the toys, I feel like we're the first generation of parents that can go online, go on eBay, and find all of our old stuff. Like my cousin, she's out in LA. She's got some moolah. So she went and she like recreated her childhood buying all the old toys that she grew up with and made her happy. And I was thinking the same thing. Not everything, but a couple of toys that maybe are broken and I want Joey to have. But I'm like, oh, I remember that. Maybe I should go and order it. It's so easy for us to do that.
Yeah.
So and relive your past. So I mean, and games too, like board games even. Like,
Yeah, I agree. And
man.
I get into that too. I want to say hello to our good friend James Cox. When words fail, music speaks. Thanks for tuning in, dude. And of course, Hollywood Gods and Monsters. We hope you get the chance to check that one out. And we talk a lot about who we email and people we try to get. And we're trying to get a lot of the same people. And it is very hard. So, James, I do appreciate you coming here checking it out. I appreciate the work you put in because, like I said, like the entertainment world, the independents, or even the mid-range people and the people that are getting bigger need the exposure, and I like the way that we do that stuff. But Jewel, I agree, and sometimes I get depressed because I'm like, all right, remember the old Shogun Warriors? Let's look up Shogun Warriors.
Yeah.
And they're like $500 for one with a head ripped off it. I'm like, what? They're like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, obviously,
I had that.
You want out of range, but for the most part, I mean, who's going to remember a crappy little elephant that meant so much to me? And you know what I mean? I actually found it on eBay for $15. I'm like, I'm never going to find this thing. Found it on there. I'm like, this is amazing. But like our parents couldn't do that. They didn't have that luxury of just, let me replace this toy real quick.
I know, but my mother did have the amazing ability to find stuff. And like you said about board games, I used to play this game called All-Star Baseball, and the players were like disc, and they had the stats on them. You used to put them on a spinner and spin it, and it would land on single, double, strikeout, stuff like that. And my brother and I played this for days on end, and like couldn't find it. Went on eBay, found it, bought one. Still have one around the house here somewhere. That is cool, and it is a nice advantage for us. Nowadays, even though like I've got a pet peeve at eBay, and I'm going to tell everybody about it right now. I hate when the fool comes on with 1 second to go and outbids you and wins your bet.
Yeah,
I hate that.
I can't deal with that. I can't deal with biddings. Macari's pretty cool though. I've ordered off there and have had luck. But yeah, eBay with bidding and all that. I don't know what's going on.
That's a little much. And I've done my Macari stint, and I was selling stuff from Macari. And then, again, we don't talk politics, but the government got in and said, anything over 600, tax. So now it has slowed me down.
You know what? Real quick, I had this.
Go ahead.
There was this game, and it was a VHS cassette that you plug in, and you could be different murderers throughout history. Like you could be Dracula or maybe not Dracula, but Elizabeth Bathory. Like she was an actual serial killer, and the game was called Nightmare. And this is probably why a lot of our true crime, mystery, fascination started. But you would put in this cassette, and there would be a board game. You could be a serial killer, and it was like the Grim Reaper was like guiding you through the game. But like as you went through the game, like as you progressed, he got creepier, and like his skin turned, and it was scary. And I was like, oh my god, remember that game? So that's definitely one of the games I want it, but I don't have a VHS player anymore. I should.
No, I don't think anybody does. Kind of like the Crypt Keeper.
I have so many that like I bought within the past couple of years. Like, oh, go in secondhand shop and buy a VHS player, but they break. I'm like, no wonder this is a freaking obsolete.
They certainly do break. It's never really changes the subject. Change the subject just a touch. It's funny when you look on social media real quick, because I keep it open just in case like topics pop up or anything pops up. And you look at the social media and people are like, Mickey Moniak stinks, and this guy stinks, and this guy should quit baseball. Oh my God, the Phillies must be getting hammered. No, they're winning 8-0 in the 6th inning, but we've got everybody griping about the Phillies. Come on, man.
Oh,
damn it.
All
right, let's get to round 2 because we love guests and we love artists and we love our professions. So a brand new movie is coming out, Jewel, called Take the Night. We have one of its great stars here, a terrific actor, a guy I've been psyched to talk to, and when things fall apart, just say, hey, let's get another night, let's make it happen. Let's talk to a superstar, talented actor, the one and only Mr. Shomari Love. Good evening, welcome to the program.
Good evening, thanks for having me, guys. How's it going?
Oh my God, how's it? I'm done. Listen to that voice, Joel. It's like
I'm done.
No wonder why you're in acting and all that. Not much, man. We appreciate you coming on. And I know last week I apologized for the little technical breakdown we had.
Yeah.
And your PR firm, the girls at Cats, do a terrific job. I said to Melanie, I'm like, having a meltdown. She's like, that's all right. We'll work it. And I said, how about Tuesday? Even though we have someone we'll bring on later in the night. She said, it works. Because we want to talk about your projects, your brand new stuff coming out. And we just want to say hello, even before I knew how big and powerful your voice is.
Thank you, man. I'm glad that it worked out. And this is perfect timing. So let's do it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the brand new movie coming out July 8th. It's called Take the Night. Tell us a little bit about the project, how you got into it, what it's about, what we can expect.
Yeah, of course. So this project came across my desk right before the pandemic hit. And I self-taped for it and then eventually ended up doing my callback on Zoom. So this was a very different experience, based on what I was accustomed to. But I love the story. I felt like I could connect with the character in a bunch of different ways. It is a thriller. It's a heist thriller. It's basically about family. A brother sets up a prank for a birthday and it goes wrong. It goes its total opposite way than he expected it to happen. And I'm a part of the crew that makes that happen. So it's a great movie. We're really excited about it.
And tell us about your character, who you play, and how he's important to the story.
Of course. So my character is Shannon. Shannon I'd consider him the wild card. He's somebody who's been through a lot, and he's basically in a position where he's willing to do whatever he needs to do and to do anything necessary, essentially, to change his position and to change his situation. So Shannon is definitely a character that we can empathize with to a certain extent, but at the same time, he brings that edge and that thrill to the film also.
Wild cards are dangerous.
I know. I'm already peaked. My interest is peaked. So you're going to be. It's going to be debuting in 4 cities. I saw today. What are the 4 cities? I think New York is on the list.
Yes, 6 cities actually. We got a couple.
6 cities.
Now, and, no. I think that was like a recent update, but New York City. Of course, it has to be. I mean, Shannon is from New York City. Our director and writer, he's from New York as well. So to have it debuting in New York is like a dream come true, man.
And did you film in New York?
No, we filmed in California.
So they bring you all the way to the coast. How is it, how is California? How is the scene? I always ask people, is it hard? Is it competitive? Or is there a lot of upcoming actors say, hey, dude, join our community, dude. Let's get this stuff going on together. How tough is it out there?
Hey, man, that's a great question. I feel like each time that I've gone, fortunately, I went on a project. So I was there for work, and I'm already booked for a project, so I'm going out there to work. But during some of my downtime, I did have the opportunity to interact and talk to other actors, and there is some support out there. There are individuals who have a common goal, and you're able to talk about the process with and things like that. I think the primary difference that I've seen from California and New York is that it's a little bit more condensed there. Everybody there kind of is working in the same industry or doing the same thing. It's not as much diversity in terms of career wise, I think.
I heard, like the rumor is, I know Jules been out there and visiting. She's got some celebrity family out in California, but the joke always is, you go to any of your favorite restaurant, might be able to see your favorite actor waiting on a table, like because
I've
I
heard
guess
that.
everybody's out there. Yeah,
I've heard
don't
that
be
for
you though.
sure.
You're bigger than that.
No, no, no. Come on, man.
So how did you break into it? Did you always love acting, or what drew you to New York and acting?
Yeah, well, I'm originally from New York, and I think that like growing up, I was always into arts. I was always into arts in some capacity, but in terms of like acting, I didn't get into it until like I realized it was like I flipped a switch, and I realized that what, I have talents that I'm not really using, and it's worth taking a leap of faith and trying something that I had no idea about. So I just took the leap, tried to learn everything that I can learn, and just hit the ground running.
That's awesome, right? And if you can't do it in front of the camera, that voice is behind the scenes, and that's like our next. That's like our next Darth Vader right there. That's awesome.
No,
Oh
not
man,
Darth
that would be
Vader.
what? Did you?
Darth Vader, a
Definitely
little
like a
bit.
cool, maybe a cool villain. Have you thought about
Cool
voice work?
villain.
That's like one of my. That would be my dream job to do some voice work.
You know
Like yeah,
what? I've always thought about it. I've actually, I've had the opportunity to audition for a few different voice projects. I haven't done any as of yet. That would that I'd label like this is like the dream voice job. I did some voice work on a sci-fi proof of concept actually. That it's being developed, I believe, sometime later this year. So we'll see what becomes of that.
very
We
cool.
s- we watched. We looked into obviously IMDb, which is like the mecca of anybody's background in their career. And I started looking at some of your movie titles. There's action. There's a little bit of drama. There's some like romance, some steamy stuff. Uh, I get jealous of that. I can only imagine the type of women out there, and then my wife just wants to slug me. So, what's like your favorite? Do you have a favorite movie type? I mean, do you prefer action? Do you prefer again the romance? I've seen. I can't even.
Yeah. Um, you know what? I think from a very young age, I always loved action films. So like I remember growing up and you watch Jackie Chan in action movies, Wesley
Yeah.
Snipes, you watch I mean, I always loved action films because I know what happens behind the camera and I know what goes into making it. I appreciate the process. And when you have
Sure.
a final product, like a lot goes into these action films, right? So I think out of what I've done so far, action is what I've enjoyed the most. But in terms of where I want to see myself, I would love to do sci-fi. I would love to do
Cool.
Oh
sci-fi.
wow.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the questions that came up, and Jules said you had a credit. I didn't get back fast enough. So we're going to talk about it later on the show. Anyway, of course, the new Black Panther's coming out, and they're talking about doing it without obviously the T'Challa character since the
Yeah.
passing of Chadwick
Chadwick
Boseman.
Boseman.
But now people are saying, no, we need Black Panther. We need that lead actor. We need somebody big and a big presence.
Yeah.
Is that something like if they came to you and said, how about it? Would you jump into that role? Do you have
I
superhero instincts?
Man, listen, first of all, you definitely rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. He
Absolutely. Yeah,
was
absolutely.
a
Terrific.
brilliant talent, a great role model, and just an excellent person from my encounter. I think number one, if I got approached with that, it'd be an honor to even like, try to step into those shoes.
Sure.
I mean, I'd be hesitant, but I'm ready. Like I'd do it in a heartbeat for sure. Yeah,
And like you said, for good reason, you pay tribute to the
yeah,
legend that left the shoes behind.
yes,
Got to be pressure, but you already answered it perfectly as far as we're concerned. And we should bring this to Marvel. You know the intent. You got
there
the
we
right
go.
idea. So if anybody from Marvel catches this on the replay or whatever, we got your guy.
And
I'm
I
ready.
feel like
Let's do it.
Yeah, and I feel like Chadwick is so loved by everyone, you know.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's a wrong move to redo that movie. I, you know, I'm a big DC person. I love all the Batmans, all the Supermans, but there can be different levels of that. You know, there could be different Wonder Womans, different Jokers. So I think it can be redone with respect to him and in a right way with a great sequel. We always, I mean, Marvel always
Right.
does it right, you
yeah.
know.
I
Um,
think like I think he to your point, but I think like he did it so well. He
yeah,
mastered it so well. Like any iteration of it, a sequel, it wouldn't be to replace him. It would just have to be another character that pays homage to him, whose storyline makes sense, whether it's a sibling or someone we didn't know about. Um, I think replacing the character altogether would be a mistake.
Oh, we lost your audio. Yeah, we lost your audio.
You got hello? Can you
There
hear
we
me?
go.
oh, you're
Yeah,
back.
we got you. All right,
Perfect.
you're back.
Sorry, we
Yeah.
missed
So
that
no,
last part of
ultimately,
what you said.
yeah, I said I think that replacing the character altogether. I don't know. That's really really difficult because the first one, some of the things are just masterpieces. It was just beautiful.
That is true, and it could go that way. Like it's a big world, so they definitely have room to expand. I would like to see more of that. Uh, you know, we have Thor
Yeah.
coming out. I don't know how excited I am to see Thor. I just feel like we've seen enough of those guys. I'm ready for some new stuff. But I wanted to ask you how physically challenging Take the Night was. How did you get prepared? And
Great question.
stunt wise, there has to be some stunts involved. I'm assuming with the action movie that big.
For sure, for sure. That project, there was some challenges. You hit it right on the head. Going into the project, just like physically, I had to, from the director's request, I went through a period of time where I couldn't even like shave. So I
Wow.
had to like really immerse myself into this character's experience, and then in terms of like physically, like I try to keep up with the gym as well. But for this character, I found myself doing a lot of calisthenics because I know there'd be like a lot of short distance movements, running and things like that for the stunts. So, we found ourselves within some of the first few scenes, you get winded quickly. Like if you're not but you know what? I learned my lesson so quickly. I think after the first couple of days, I was in the gym every morning getting my cardio in. So by the time we got to week two, I'm like, all right, let's do it. How many times do we have to do this take? I'm ready.
There you go. Yeah,
That's
I can
awesome.
imagine, man. Just the
Yeah.
chase scenes and what we see from the preview has to be.
Yeah.
It looks challenging.
It was a lot. I went up and down a set of stairs. I can't tell you how many times, but calories were burned.
Absolutely. And hey, you know what? You got to be fit. It's a great way to do it. I
Yeah.
hear we've been told before by other webcast, podcast people that if you can't watch yourself, what makes you think anybody else would watch you? Do you sit and watch your movies afterwards? Do you critique yourself? No, you don't.
That's the thing, though. You just said it. Like I critique myself sometimes too much.
Too much, right?
So if I'm if
I
if,
get
if
that.
I'm in the company of someone and I'm with friends and we watch the project together, okay. But if I sit down a first pass, I may sit down with my notebook and I'm gonna take notes. Like I want to know, I look at the choices. It's all about the choices. I look at the choices that I made, that character made at the time. And but I try not to watch myself. Sometimes I'm like, I could have did this
Yeah.
better.
I get that. I'm like, I watch the way I say something. I'm like, oh God, you just stop.
Yeah, or just when I respond, I'm like, oh no. But
My voice, like my own voice, sometimes I'm like, like stop talking, dude.
you have nothing to be embarrassed
Yeah, you're good.
which is great. But
Thanks.
how method do you get into it? Like how into your character? Like you said, you couldn't shave. Like how deep does it go for you? And do you really have to work to get in that mindset of the character when you're filming?
Yeah, that is an excellent question. And I have to give some homage to my acting coach, Anthony Abison. One of the things that he really honed in on and we train on is being able to not only incorporate some aspects of method, but to really incorporate the power of the imagination and to feel what the character would have felt in a hypothetical situation. So although physically I may look how the character looks, I may dress like the character, that's enough to project my body and to project my conscious into a place where I'm now able to make choices and feel those things. If he's feeling the pain, if he's feeling joy, I did the first step with physically preparing, and then the next step, even if it doesn't happen, my instrument can still feel that is going to happen or that he's having that experience. So it's a combination of method and other sorts as well.
It's very
Yeah,
cool.
method could get scary. You get too into the mindset, and then you become too much like that character. So that
That's why
really,
you need the balance. The
yeah.
Right,
balance is
exactly.
everything.
We hear the stories. So, I mean, the thing I love about the people that come on our program, we're very lucky. We got great PR firms that bring us great people. And you said you hit the gym and you get the workout in. Bachelor's degree from Seton Hall, which is just a great university. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, you got the knowledge of it as well as the physical attributes. Describe a little bit in the book learning of it and how hard it is to learn the arts and how natural does it have to come? Do you have to have a little bit of natural ability, or do you think somebody can be taught to be a
Yeah.
terrific actor?
Wow, you guys have really great questions. You coming with them tonight.
Thank you.
That you wouldn't really believe how important that is. I think like one of the things that when I started off, one of the things that helped me, like everyone has talent, right? I think everyone has talent, but it's the hard work and the work you put into the craft. So I learned very early on putting time into reading stage plays, to doing script analysis and scene study. When you're able to intellectually understand what's happening in the scene and how each part flows together and why it's happening, I feel like ultimately it leads to you making better choices for the character. It's natural, right? It's like this scene started here. These two people and their relationship or this conversation didn't just begin here. Understanding the past that led up to this and what the
Yeah,
human experience is for these people will ultimately dictate or narrate how they feel and why they feel that way in that scene. So the intellectual part I feel is very important. You have to read.
that's awesome. And I love to, like I say, we see more and more of these actors that aren't just like, oh yeah, I got discovered eating ice cream. Like you work at it, you go to school, you get the degree. And I think it's awesome because it gives you a leg up, and you can just tell by your voice. Not only is your voice powerful, but your voice is intellectual. You know what you're talking about. You present it
Thank
properly.
you.
It's not just like, like Stallone. We all love Stallone, but I mean, let's face it, The Rocky. Hey yo, that's like the '70s, man. That's over. People want like that solid, that Shamari Love voice. I'm not going to try it. I don't have
Well, and
it.
I was gonna say too, like my cousin went to Westchester for acting, and I've seen her in these Shakespearean plays. Was there ever a time you were in maybe something out of your element that you had to really work, like just to get your mind right to play the part that day?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think like a lot of the training that we do in the conservatory, that's part of it. It's going outside of your comfort zone and characters that you wouldn't readily identify with, characters that you don't readily get called in for auditions.
Mm.
Oh,
That's where
that's
the
awesome.
challenges lie. If I don't get the audition to be a doctor every week or every 2 weeks, those are the type of roles that I'm gonna train and prepare with, right? The other things that I'm doing all the time, that's gonna come a little easier, right? I did a project called The List, and the characters that I play, even though I've done like romantic projects, romance based projects, the characters that I play aren't generally characters who show their emotional depth. So when that project came across my desk, I was so grateful because now I get to exercise a different part of my instrument and to
Sure.
go deeper. You know what I mean? Than you do on a regular basis. So things like that you always have to embrace.
That has to be so fun, just going there and playing all these different things.
Oh my God,
I,
it's a journey, Jewel. It's a journey, man. It's like I can to this day I can feel what that character felt during a certain time in a certain scene. And when you can do that, you know that you've done the service and you did the work and you told their story authentically. That's all you
yeah.
can ask for.
Yeah, it's
And that's
amazing.
beautiful because you see, especially like Comic-Con, these fans are so enraptured with the character, and they want an actor who loves the character as much as they do, and
Yeah.
respects the character. And when you see maybe someone who was on a show 20 years ago, and it's like, oh, I don't really care about that, and people are like, no, that was you. Like, what? How do you not love that person? So
Right.
it's great to hear from an actor like yourself that you have that connection.
What you just said was so profound. But if you think about it, right? Art imitates life, but art also impacts it.
Yeah,
So you
sure.
don't when we do these works of art, these bodies of work, we don't know who it's going to impact, when it's going to impact them, or how it's going to impact them.
Yeah.
So we do the work, we put our best foot forward, and we give our best to it, and we don't know who that's going to help, who's going to be able to relate to those characters. So even like with the Comic Con, people will love these characters because that character represents something for them that they needed at that time in their life.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could
it's,
save their life. And
tell you what, I got a little misty on that. That's pretty strong, man. That's some strong words, and I love stuff like that because right now the whole entire world, and not to put pressure on anybody, but the world needs role models and people that love to trade, perform. And it's always been our thing here. Like we're here to entertain. We don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about the bad news in the world. We don't talk about the fun stuff and meet the great people making it happen. And like I said, when I thought last week I was going to lose you, I'm like, no, let's find a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the
Oh
heck it
man.
takes. Let's get you here. And even the background's perfect. You look like you're in an audition. That's like a perfect backdrop you got going on. I love it.
is that
Hey,
what you use
listen.
for your Zoom auditions?
Yeah, this is one of my backdrops here. Yeah, in the studio.
All
But
right.
let's get back to that real quick. Not to put you on the spot with it, but you said that the auditions came to Zoom. And let's face it,
Yeah.
me and Jewel were shoved to this too. We had a studio. Next thing you know, everything's closed. We're here. Okay, it's unusual, but now we love it. How unusual was it to perform and act on like Zoom and watching people in different little blocks? Like, how hard was it and to adjust to?
It's a challenge, man. Like think about it. These phones, these are clunky mediums. That the
Yeah,
actor, we know that the actor is imitating life. Life isn't necessarily confined in a box. You have to be able to move, alliterate. Your body needs to move. Your hands, your frame needs to have no bounds, essentially. So I would not be telling the truth if I said it wasn't difficult. However, it's what I did with it. To me, I embrace it as a challenge. I love challenges. I embrace it as a challenge, and I use that scene and change the setting of the scene so that it was actually taking place on a computer on Zoom.
wow,
So therefore, the
that's
people that were
smart.
there, it just made sense, right? So
Yeah, like
And
people say to us, like, how do you do it? Like StreamYard that we use is a little different than Zoom. Some more show friendly. You can have the labels and the banners and stuff comes across. Advantage we've gotten used to. Like I said, for an actor, like, all right, show us what you got on Zoom, and you're like, what? Next thing you know, but that's a great idea. Make it seem like you're living in a computer. That's awesome.
But I mean,
yeah,
yes, and we've grown to love it. Like Emily sang for us earlier, and I got chills, and you're here with us, like going through your techniques and all the amazing projects you have coming out. So it's nice that we have this, and especially the past couple of years. So I mean, whatever gets you there, and on the screen is where you belong. You also have a directing credit from this year,
Yeah.
movie Pulse.
oh
Can you
yeah,
speak on that?
yeah, yeah. So it's Post is a short film project that came to me from one of my friends, and it's a story about two brothers. Ultimately, it's a story about family as well, but the choice between the difficult choice between one part of the family and another part of the family,
Wow.
making sacrifices. And these are two people that grew up together in the inner city, but essentially grew up two different ways. They had two different lifestyles. So the project really, it's intended to eventually become something bigger in terms of the length of it and the story. But the challenge for us was to try to tell as much of their story and to show as much of the difficulty and the decisions that had to be made by the protagonists in that short period of time. And we were able to, I think, do a decent job with it. They got into some festivals, they won some festivals, and um, we're happy with it.
That's excellent. That
That's
that
great
sounds that
stuff, man.
sounds like more than one movie. That sounds like it could be.
I know,
Yeah,
right? That
that doesn't have to be a short. That's got to be like a seat like Fast and Furious. It needs to be like 8, 9 long.
You know what? You're 100% right. But what happens is the reality when you get into pre-production, you sit down and he's like, you know what? We're gonna start with this short.
No.
I'm
Right.
afraid it might be a little long. I don't know where to cut
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
So what's next? What's coming up? I know every artist has something cooking next besides what's already out. You got anything lined up? Any
Yeah.
anything that you want to sink your teeth into?
Yeah, I mean, anything I want to sink my teeth into. I mean, I would love to be in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Let's
there you
put that
go.
out there. Let's put that out there. And then while we're on it, I would love a superhero character. So all of that stuff, let's manifest that first, right? But in terms of things that are actually in the pipeline, I'll be recording on a series later on this year. So that's to be announced. I'm pretty excited about that as well.
Awesome. To be
How different?
announced. We never get the scoop. We need the scoop here on the show. All
Yeah, just
It's
let
who?
us
All right,
know.
it's drama. It's a gritty drama. That's all I can tell
Oh,
right,
you.
okay.
we'll
Yeah,
take it. We're getting
crime,
somewhere.
thrillers, gritty dramas. It's all I'm watching right now. But how different is working on a series as compared to a movie?
Wow, I'm really loving these questions.
Thank you.
you, it's very different. It's very different. The main thing is the pace. You work on a movie, it's literally a finite amount of time to get everything done, and it feels like you're doing everything in like such a short period of time. And I think there's less the margin of error is less. Like you don't have as much opportunities for redos or reshoots and things like that with movie because there's permits and there's locations and you got
Yeah.
to get in and get out. And then also with movies, most of the time you're shooting out of sequence completely,
Ah,
right?
right. Yeah.
So even with Take the Night, there's parts of the movie, like some of the ending parts of the movie that we shot, I think, in the first week.
Oh,
And I
wow.
have to get there. We have to, all of us, we have
Yeah.
to
Right.
get to that place. Like this whole heist thing happened, but we had to have happened already, so we know what we're feeling right now.
Right.
That's wild.
Whereas with television, yes, certain scenes within the episode are out of sequence, but that episode still falls within that storyline, so can't proceed certain things. There's more time essentially with the series.
Makes sense.
Exciting.
That's a terrific answer too. I'm going to hit you with this, and God, I don't even know if I want to talk about it because the way it came out, but then it had a happy ending, so I'm going to hit you with it because I read a little bit on IMDb and just doing some of your past. So you had a credit in the show Black Lightning. And in the beginning, a lot of people were like, oh, God, the acting isn't good. The show's not good. And then down the line, they're like, hey, they put something together and made it better. It got really good, and we
Yeah.
really started enjoying it. Are there moments where, like, a director, a producer, writer, etc., says, yo, huddle up. Like, we got to make this a little more alive. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to bring the show to life. Is there ever moments like that where you think the creative people, as well as the actors and actors, can save it, like bring it from the dead and bring it back? Because the reviews I read went from to wow, like near the end.
Yeah, I mean, just the example that you gave. I personally was a fan of the show, and I would watch it, and I saw like how it began to progress, and it did get better as time went on. And when I got the opportunity to be in the show towards the end of the first season, at that point, I knew what I was going into. I knew the actors that I'd be working with and the directors. It's like it's a tribe, but at the same time, you recognize strengths and weaknesses as you go along. So I think that's one of those projects where, as the momentum picked up, it just got better and better.
Sure, and that's what a lot of shows. I
Yeah,
mean, first
yeah.
everybody's talked about Seinfeld. The first season I thought was abysmal, and then it turned out to be my favorite
It's,
show. But season one, you're like,
it's a
wow,
classic.
this is right, right. You're like
Yeah,
season one, like this is terrible. But but
yeah,
um, but it's great though. I love the fact that a show can save itself. And like I said, they add guys like you on there, and they add new actors and add a little bit different flavor. It's a great lineup. It's a very impressive list of people that's on there. Do you gain strength from working with big names? Do you learn a little something from everybody?
yeah. That's the key. Like I don't look at anything like as a big name or a small name. I look at the artist and their contribution to the art. And when we work on a project together, it might have a really selective tunnel vision. So for that project, that scene, those scenes, those episodes that we're working on together is how can we collaborate to bring the best out of each other's characters. And that's something that happened with me with Black Lightning. I had the privilege of working with Will Catlett. That was my scene partner, and he is a very powerful actor, and he makes really strong choices. And this was Black Lightning was my first like I guess you call it network television credit
Yeah.
essentially,
Okay. Sure.
and I was a little bit nervous. I'll be 100% honest. Like going on that set, it's like, wow, what is this? And I showed up on set, and Will is there, and he's like, relax, man. Everything's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm like, all right, well, let's run it. I'm eager. Let's run it. We ran the scene, and when we finished, he said, you did a great job. And part of me doing a great job is him giving the space for my character to make certain choices, and me literally just the natural reaction of feeding off the choices that he made. Some of the things that you see on scene were not exactly on paper that way. We just did it.
I
It
like that.
worked.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It has to help to have someone just have your back like that, like as soon as you
Yeah.
walk in, because like you said, it has to be overwhelming. Do you ever have downtime? It doesn't seem like you don't.
I know, right?
Yeah, I do, but you know what? I love to travel, so I find myself traveling. But even when traveling, I try to A, have some material with me to stay sharp, and B, try to acclimate with wherever I go to understand the people there, and their story. Because who knows? Maybe one day I'm playing a character from one of these places,
Wow.
or someone that lived in one of these places, and when you're able to absorb something from the real experience, it's a game changer. I feel like.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that's my
One of these days,
downtime.
yeah, right. Always working. Yeah. I mean, one of these days you might get cast as a quirky Italian webcast hoster. So like hey, so the hat's on backwards. You gotta have a high squeaky voice though. I don't know if you got. I don't know if you can handle that part.
Hey,
You
can I
also
handle it?
have
Come
to-
on, man. Forget about it.
So, there you go. He's got it.
I always wonder if like our accents are annoying to other people because ours are pretty thick, but I mean you get it. You're from New York, so you got that.
Yeah, everything is here. It's a multi. Yeah, everything is here.
Sure. I mean, while you're traveling, if you ever find yourself in Philly, we have hundreds of characters you can feed off of and imitate. Load them down here.
Yeah,
So, again, I'm just thrilled to have you come join us. We'd love to have you back when another project comes up, or even after this movie does its full run, and we'll bring it back and
Yeah.
talk some more. Because I knew I was going to enjoy it. There was just something about your credits, your history, your past. I knew I was going to
Nice.
love. Jessica and Melanie always bring us great people, and I'm like, yeah, we got to
Yeah.
do this. And I got to tell you, 100% blast. I appreciate you working with us and
Thank
coming
you.
back on a different night. Again, there's a lot of stuff down the bottom. I always wait till you get to the beginning again or the bottom of the scroll. And I know it's taking forever.
Yeah.
IMDb,
I
which
like
is the
that.
authority. Thank you. IMDb,
That's
which
cool.
is the authority of any actor or actress or credits. Shamari Love on IMDb, Facebook, and Instagram. The brand new movie, Take the Night. Check it out. Releases July 8th. Of course,
Take
it's
it
going to
out.
premiere in New York, and find it because it looks awesome. I'm going to find it because I got to see it. It looks amazing. My wife's always like, let's watch a movie. And then she even says, she's like, you have all these great guests on. Let's watch their movies. So I'm definitely going to watch
Yeah.
Take the Night. I
I
have
hope
no
you do
doubt about it.
that. Watch it, or Shannon's coming for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that voice right there is enough. I got it again. Thanks so much for checking in with us. We wish you nothing but the best of luck. And I get the feeling, Jewel, I don't know about you, but I get the feeling I'm watching you that you're going to get somewhere because you got the right attitude, the right mental mindset, the right personality. You got a good look about you. And the voice.
Thank you.
I really think you're going to take off. And I wish you nothing but the best, man. You seem worth it.
Thank
You're
you.
smart and talented, man.
Listen, we'll do this again, and next time, even bigger and better.
I love it.
But
All
And
right.
remember us little people when you get all the way up there.
Ah, come on. We breathe the same air, Jeff. Remember that.
That's true. Some of ours just gets in the deeper lungs, and some of ours comes out like this. The amazing
this is
actor,
fun.
Mr. Shamari Love. Thank you very much. We had a blast as well. We love it, and we'll talk real soon. Have a great night.
All right, guys. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night. He was awesome, Jewel. And I had said it to, hello there, welcome back. I said it to Melanie because Melanie had mentioned it a little while back. And I'm like, yeah, let's see if we can work it. I'm like, wow, we're really busy. She's like, I want to have him on before the movie comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm scrambling for a day. I'm like, how about Wednesday? Like, Wednesday we do a whole different kind of flavor of show, but I wanted to make sure he got airtime. And she's like, okay. And then I had the breakdown. I'm like, well, how about Tuesday and, this Tuesday? And she's like, all right, we'll squeeze him on. And no offense to anybody that's ever done the 2.0 thing, but I said, he'll get the full experience to be me and Jewel. And she said, that's terrific. And I just love the way that you and I work together to handle some of these great guests and the questions. And he was just blown away by some of the questions we asked. I don't know about you, but the goose pimples and the raising of the arm hairs when actors and talents and like bachelor degree in acting from Seton Hall says, wow, you guys really bring great questions. Like I want to melt in my chair.
Uh, that's what we work for. Like we try to do our homework, and we respect your time, and we thank you all so much for just sharing the night with us and coming on here and just being exposed to our people, because we have a great group of followers here, and we love to just promote great artists in general. And I'm so happy I was here because I wasn't going to make last week anyway, so I'm so happy I got to have this interview with you. And what a great person.
I got that text from you earlier. I didn't miss the text. I got it, and I was just running around where you had a little stomach ailment, and I'm like, oh man, like because I hate when you miss it. Not that I hate that you're not here. I hate when you miss it because you and I have a very similar appreciation for the way the guests come and what they do and what they bring. And then especially, like I said, when you get a guy like this with his talent saying, wow, you guys ask great questions. I'm like blown away by that.
Oh yeah, we so appreciate just everyone coming on, and again, we just want to make the most of our time here and hit all the points. And I feel like we did that tonight. And there's two great back-to-back interviews. And Tuesdays is for the Yo Show. We have to bring it. I was telling Joey, I'm like, I do not feel good. And Joey's like, why don't show must go on, right? Mm-hmm. Show must go on. And we love doing this each and every Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
We do. We love it. We love everybody that tunes in, everybody that become a part of it. And like I said, from any guest, from any guest, it branches. And that's what happened with, and we'll go back with like Rachel Bellow came on, and the whole Hollywood Gods and Monsters thing. Nikki Stringfield came on. The PR person watches both and says, hey, this is a show that's pretty good, that's going to do justice to our band, etc. And they said, hey, let's book it. And that's the kind of thing that's great. When somebody comes to you and says, let's book this major guest, you're like, huh? But and you're all about, and that's what we get from Impact and Rachel Dares and Jessica Katz. They're like, look, we've got this actor, this actress, this band, this musician. How about your show? And you're just like every time I'm like, us, wow.
Yeah. And we're just keeping at it, and it grows, and then we're more surprised than the last week, and it's just it's a joy to get to do this and just talk to all these great people. And I love watching movies and being like, he's on my show. I know him. He's great.
Yep.
I see G-Rod all the time. I have to reach out. We have to reach out. He was on the new Stranger Things. If you're not caught up, Joey's like obsessed with it. We just
Stranger Things. He was in Cobra Kai. He's been in some stuff. Yeah. Very cool. I think he's a Jessica Katz. I think we'll try that again. We'll run down that avenue.
That'd be great.
Definitely. We actually
better than DMing them. I'm sure they don't appreciate that.
I don't DM the actual artist. I did text message Madeline Zima a few times. I think after a while she's like, all right, enough, dude, because she stopped responding. But we just love having her on. I wanted to, but we'll go back to the PR people. And a lot of people ask how we do it. There's a lot of emails, a lot of texting, it's a lot of messaging, it's a lot of asking, and there's work. There's
we will DM. We're not against that.
Right.
Some people prefer a middleman, which is
I agree.
my ass.
There is, again, like Shamari said, there is work. There is work involved in and getting who we get, from the local person who may have 100 people watch their show to movie stars who might have tens of thousands of people watch. So there's a method. I don't know what that method is over there, what she's doing, but there's a method.
Always auditioning for something. My mom's like, she should try. You know, this kid is not shy at all. I was very shy. I mean, I still am shy.
I see you're still a little shy.
Shy, Boone.
I'll tell you what, we can make it the, what is like,
Siri.
Siri just keeps like going off for no reason whatsoever. We can have like.
I refuse to have the A word and not having that go off all the time.
You got it. I hear you. We should do the Yo Show movie. Joey could play you, and Shomari Love could play me with the hat on back version.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Yo Show. No, I can't.
He was taking notes of
I'm sure he
what
was.
you do and what you say.
He knows how to hit it. We got so much great stuff coming up on the Yo Show. And you know what? I didn't put a new banner up, so we're just going to run off from the calendar starting next week, Jewel.
It's 10 o'clock.
I know, it's 10 o'clock. Went by so fast. Like, we're not even doing topics. We missed everything. But next week on the program, Tuesday night, July 12th. This one's for the ladies. I don't have a picture of him, but he's a hottie and a great musician. Chris Northern will be on the program. Yeah, no, he's got some good stuff. Very excited for that. That is next Tuesday night, July 12th. July 9th.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, he does.
Maybe
Maybe we'll see if he can sing a couple bars of it too when he comes on. July 19th, an awesome duo rock band, the B.A. Sisters, will be on the program. July 19th. July 26th, super stoked for this. Super cool guys, great band. Whole Damn Mess will be on the Yo Show. July 26th. Tuesday, August 2nd, we welcome back Bees, great Philly band. Talk about their brand new project. Can't wait for that. Again, Sunday, August 7th, I will be in Love Draft Brewing in Mechanicsburg checking out Sepsis. Get your tickets, folks. Sepsis with Nailbite, Love Draft Brewing Company. Tuesday, August 9th, an awesome actress with a brand new project that she's been waiting for a while to talk about. Caitlin Weiler will be on the show. Very excited for that. Tuesday the 23rd, as we mentioned, Hollywood Gods and Monsters on the Yo Show. And then, of course, we have the one we just announced today that I already lost the date on. Let me get back to that, too. I got to do it for you. August 30th, thank you very much, from WMMR, the lovely Miss Sydney Taylor. She's a hottie, too. Sydney Taylor from 93.3 WMMR. Even she said it. So we're going to I'm excited to have a local DJ come in and talk about behind the scenes. And I know you've been behind the scenes a little bit, so I'll probably be lost in the sauce, but the two of you are just talking up a storm. I'm very excited for that. And she was excited to come on. It was a great conversation. So just a killer night, Jewel. Absolutely amazing night. We had a great time. A gigantic thanks to Shomari Love, not only for being here tonight, but for being patient with us and coming back. Emily Blackbird, gorgeous musician. Make sure you check out both of these awesome talents.
Oh my God, what a night. I would stay, but I got early morning, man.
Yeah, so do I. And don't forget, one last shot here for, I should get it on my friend Amber. Don't forget, vote.maxim.com/2022/Amber-Grace. Vote for Amber tonight for the cover of Maxim magazine. If she doesn't make the top 10 by tonight, I think she's out. We always love rooting for our local people.
Vote.
Go vote. Do it now. I'm going to put take it down already. Guys suck at this. Sorry, Amber, if you're watching. There, vote for Amber while we take the show down. We are going to take the show down. Don't forget, of course, next Tuesday night, right here, 8 o'clock, Chris Northern will be our very special guest on the Yo Show. Jeff the Shark Perini, Jewel Tatey, and Little Miss Josephine. Wishing you all a great evening. Bye. Let's take you out with St. Ricketts. It would fire... oh, my God.
Sing What Fire Cannot Burn.
I couldn't get the... For some reason, I stumbled over it, and I don't know why. But Fire Cannot Burn. It is St. Ricketts at www.stricketts.com. It is our entry. It is our takeout. It's the reason we live on Tuesday nights. Let me start it back from the beginning. Then make sure the volume's up, because you know I always blow that one. There we go. Yeah, okay. And then I'm back here. Oh, that much didn't come on. And that's it. She's already dancing for the song even hits.
Oh, she's so excited. It's her jam.
Is it her jam? It's a great jam. So let's take it out. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Was it truly bliss if the taste of it poisoned deeper than you knew? Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of blue? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot burn. Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring salt into the wound, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot, searching for something, destined for nothing, losing composure over and over. Truly bliss if the taste of it poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of love? So